Hello Choppers, and welcome to our preview video for Gods and Heroes, a competitive deck building game for 2 players ages 14 and up and plays in about 30 to 60 minutes. In this video, we will be covering the draft rules as opposed to the quick start rules that we covered in our quickie preview video. We will not be covering the gods in this video for the game because at the time we acquired the prototype, they were not fully developed and available to us. Just like in the quick start rules, to begin, players will choose one of the starter decks of 25 cards, either the light or the dark deck. They will place these to the side, and then they will take the 45 draft cards and decide who will be first player and who will be second player. The draft cards are shuffled up by the first player, who was determined as the attacking player, and then they will deal out 5 cards onto the table between them. These cards will be turned face up, and the attacking player will get first choice of the cards. The attacking player will place this card in front of him, while the defending player will get the choice of the second card, and they will place that card in front of them. The remaining 3 cards are placed in the middle of the table and turned face down. Then the deck of drafting cards will be passed to the defending player, and the defending player will do the same, turning out 5 cards onto the table. Only this time, they will be the one that gets to choose the first card, placing it with the other card in front of them, and then the attacking player chooses the second card and places it on top of the card already facing them. Then the defending player will take the remaining 3 cards, flip them face down, and put them on top of one of the other 3 cards separately that is already in the middle of the table. Drafting will continue like this back and forth across the table until all cards in the drafting deck have been gone through. What you will be left with is 3 piles of 9 cards in the middle of the table. The drafting player will then choose one of those 3 piles and place it with the existing stack of cards in front of them. And then the attacking player will choose one of the remaining 2 decks of 9 cards in front of him and place it face up with the existing cards in front of him. The last pile of face down cards will be banished from the game. The players then take their stack of drafted cards and combine it with their already pre-made 25 card base deck that they chose at the beginning of the game, either light or dark. They will shuffle up this new deck of 43 cards, that is now their army, and place it off to the right-hand side. Then the attacking player will grab the stack of vault cards that consist of spells, placement, and item cards for the game. He will turn them face down and will shuffle the stack of 36 vault cards, and will deal out 2 piles of 18 cards to each player. Then the defending player will choose one of those stacks of vault cards, turning it face up and placing it above his army deck, while the attacking player will take the other stack of 18 cards and place it face up next to his army deck. These will be each player's 18 card vaults for this game. Once this is completed, each player will draw 12 cards from the top of their army deck. The players will look at these 12 cards that they currently have in their hands, and they will choose 6 of them to place face down in front of them as their temple guardians for this game. The remaining 6 cards in a player's hand is their starting hand. If they're unhappy with these 6 cards, they may reshuffle them back into their army deck and then draw a hand of 5 cards to begin the game with. Once each player has their temple guardians out onto the table, the attacking player will turn over the top card of his army deck and place it in the middle of the table. This is his active attacker. The defender will then turn over their first temple guardian and place it facing the active attacker. And then we will begin the first combat of the game. Combat during the game happens exactly like it does in our quick start video. So if you have not checked that out yet, please click the link below in the description and go ahead and check out combat over there. The game progresses exactly like it does in the rest of the quick start video that we have, except for the fact that you have 6 Temple Guardians on the table to defeat between you and your opponent, as opposed to just the 3 in the quick start video. You also, to deck out your opponent, have to get through the remaining 43 cards in their deck, rather than just the 25 cards in the quick start video. There are 2 extra rules that apply to the draft rules as opposed to the quick start rules that were not gone over in the quick start video. For your Temple Guardian, if it does not have any support numbers, dots, on the left-hand side of the card, you can discard a card from your hand to play a card from your hand face down on your Temple Guardian as one support card. The other rule is that even though decking out your opponent is a way to win, if you ever run out of cards in your army, you can take the cards from your graveyard, shuffle them up, and place them face down when you run out of army cards. But you have to discard and banish the top 3 cards of your shuffled graveyard that is now your new army. If you are ever not able to discard those 3 cards from the top of your army deck after reshuffling your graveyard, you lose Gods and Heroes. Gods and Heroes is launching on Kickstarter on September 28th, so make sure you keep an eye out for it. The link to the Kickstarter pre-launch page is down in the description below, so make sure you click on it and go ahead and click Notify Me on launch. I'm Logan for Logan Chops Previews. We'll see you next time. Happy gaming.